Hi guys, the market has been looking good for the past week. We had this crazy crash in 24 hours. We've seen Bitcoin dipping more than 6%, I think. So let's go on daily because weekly doesn't look that bad, but look on the daily how it's looking. It went from yesterday till today. I woke up 6.5% minus, which for sure is a lot for BTC. Now, I'm gonna tell you my thesis, what's going on. I'm gonna give you a quick overview what I do believe will happen soon, and some charts and some data. So first things first, from what I've seen, stock market is struggling too. We actually have the future market 20 points lower, and it's not just BTC and all the crypto reacting like this. So it's mostly due to the Trump and tariff wars with other countries, and this is kind of what causing the fear and the panic into the market. Now, here's what I believe will happen. From what I'm seeing right now, this kind of similar movement is here. So if you check what happened, for example, before in March, April, we had a crash coming at this time, and alt season was at this time, and then we saw another rally. Right now it looks almost similar, the same, just the pattern was quicker. So what I do believe will happen is simple. I would give it a little bit more time to see how this candle will close for this week, because it's too early. Because sometimes we panic a lot, but we forget that during the day those things can go quick. For example, look at this dip that we had here, right? It went from 94k, went almost to 89k, and then closed back to the 94k. So I wouldn't be surprised even if this thing gets closed up in a few days, and probably in a few days we go back to 102, 103, and everyone forgets about the dip. This is just one scenario, right? Of course it can go lower, but all I'm saying is that I'll just give it a bit more time, the market, and see how this thing will go. So what I'm mostly bullish on, and chart that a lot of people are not paying attention, is this. So I shared this post, look at here, in November 2024, and I said Bitcoin dominance has consistently hit 65% before a major alt season starting. So look at this chart. All the time we touched this level before alt season starting, and back then we were at 59. Even right now, let me check, let me go with the Bitcoin dominance chart. Tomorrow, a few days ago, we are at those levels of 58k. So we're kind of moving on those levels. Now, look what happened yesterday. We almost touched 65, so we were 64.4, right? Of course, doesn't need to be accurate 100% 65, but look what happened in the previous cycle. So 2017, it touched this level at least, and then the alt season started, right? It wasn't a proper alt season, but a lot of altcoins pumped, because in 2017 alt season were not in the numbers that we are having today. Today you're having a million coins, which is ridiculous. Same for 2021. Look what happened. Touched this level, then alt season started. And patterns usually repeat. And I told this to people in 2024 in November, and even earlier to my members in my community, that we should probably touch this level before alt season starting. So this makes me believe that once Bitcoin gets more stable and it starts to actually close this dip and go up, the most coins that will benefit will be altcoins. Why? Because there are a lot of investors that have made the majority of the money on Bitcoin, right? There from the bottom, Bitcoin is up like, what's that? It's like 600%. So getting behind the thoughts of the average investors on Bitcoin will be like, this is saying that Bitcoin is not gonna go too much high into the top of the bull run, because what people were expecting was that Bitcoin would go to 130, 140, and then we see a crash. This is what I was expecting too, because no one could time 100% that Trump would woke up on a Friday and do the executive orders for tariff for other countries that he did, right? So it was kind of unexpected event. Now, what I do believe will happen. Is there room for panic? No. There's always overreaction during the dip, and there's always people making the dip worse. So the whole idea is like this, guys. On the market, when the dip comes, the dip was like 6.5, probably the real dip was 3%. It's just people reacting, having their leverage open, their liquidations position. So that's how market reacts. Now, there are a lot of rumors. I'm not sure if this is official, that Binance and other exchanges are actually doing all of this kind of work to liquidate more people. Usually they use like market makers like Wintermute to actually do the capitulation. So what they do is basically send their coins to the Wintermute, and they actually liquidate it for them. So if you check the screenshot, Binance Hot Wallet is sending to the market maker 1 million, 5 million, 1 million. So every 24 minutes has been sending, and this has been happening for the past few days. So I'm not sure if this is official 100%, but I mean, exchanges do this all the time, so it's nothing new. You shouldn't get surprised. Like, we all know exchanges trade against you. Like, for example, brokers do against you via trading on the real world. Like, the majority of brokers trade against you because they know all the data. Anyway, let's not go to that. Now, here's my opinion what will happen. Firstly, I'll just give more time to see how this week is going to close and how low Bitcoin is going to go, because I can't say for sure that this would be probably the last low level. We might also dip a little bit more than that. So what I'm confident on is that as soon as Bitcoin gets stable a little bit and starts to go up, I do believe that there's a very likely good chance that altcoins will benefit the most, because most of the rally is going on Bitcoin. A lot of people will try to actually rotate from Bitcoin to altcoins, and it's kind of the same pattern repeating again. What I do believe will happen different this cycle is the idea that the next pump might be higher, because what's happening with the macroeconomy is that Fed had the meeting a few weeks ago, and they didn't lower the interest rates as Trump wanted. Now, the next meetings are not that near, right? So I do believe on the next meetings, Fed will actually lower the rates and probably soon start the QE. What is QE? Quantitative easing. Why this is so important? Because we've been going up in crypto without QE, right? But in 2020 we had QE. That's why this thing was so crazy. So QE is basically Fed buying assets, buying treasury, and increasing their balance sheet. Right now they're doing quantitative tightening. They're actually kind of not buying and removing their assets. Once these things go, the Bitcoin price and altcoin price is going to go like crazy. I mean, we did it like crazy without QE. Imagine how high we can go with QE. So if QE starts something later this year, we can see another rally, but not like this one. I do believe can go even crazier, which can send Bitcoin at least probably to 180, 200K. Now, I don't want to judge too quick, because as I said, I'll just give it more time to see how this candle will close, because this candle might close even at 103K and goes back up again, and this thesis is invalid. Then we go up probably to 120, we see another crash from there, and then the proper alt season starts, right? So I'll just give it more time. Don't panic. Don't watch the social media bullshit, bear market starting. Like, people lose their mind all the time. Just look at the bigger picture. It's nothing new. Of course, it's something that you couldn't predict, but what you gotta do, you gotta sell right now. Like, it's pointless. Altcoins are down. You're almost buying altcoins at bear market level, so it's pointless to do dumb move right now. Now, this is something that I'm mostly bullish on, to be honest, because Bitcoin dominance is touching this kind of level, and most of the time that it touched this thing, it actually went down. Now, for sure, you need to understand that it's not that 65 and then alt season 100% is confirmed, but most of the time we touch that level. We might actually go a little bit more, 68, 67, and then the alt season, proper alt season is gonna start. What I wanted to clarify is that I've shared this thing multiple times, but what people don't get is this. So let me stay again in this chart. Look what happened in 2021. 2021, we had, let me go basically back on the Bitcoin so you can understand it better. We had the alt season divided by two parts, right? So the first part was the rally from January till April, May, or let's call it January, February, April, May, because you can't know it 100%, because there are alts that started to pump in January, there are alts that started to pump in February, etc. For example, look, the majority of alts back then, let's go to Solana, started to pump at that time, right? So let's go on the max log chart. Look, it started, for example, Solana started in kind of January, the real pumps. You got coins like, let's check, I think Sandbox, but I think even Sandbox started that time. So let me check. Yep, on kind of January, yeah. January, February is the time that they rallied. So I'll just call that the alt season was divided by two parts. The first part, which was like this rally here, and then another rally till the end of the bull run, which some of the alts here was really risky territory because some of the alts didn't even make a new all-time high. For example, you got coins that peaked earlier, like Link, right? I got another video which teaches you on my YouTube how to know when your altcoin is gonna peak. For example, altcoin picked this coin, and you need to understand that every time this happens, like this is not something new. Look at this post, check the date, January 2, 2021, before alt season started. Look at the comments. No alt season, it's never gonna come, you're idiots for buying alts. Like this thing happens all the time. So it's nothing new. It's nothing like, oh, alt season never gonna come because I saw some guys on Twitter. These are the same guys that you saw. And this is just a screenshot that people have found. But imagine how worse can be the environment if people can access other stuff that people said back then. So there's nothing like no alt season. Alt season is going to be here. Now, for sure, there will be changes within the cycles. When I say to people that cycles are similar and they don't change, I don't say that there will not be change and you'll have NFTs that you had last cycle today. Of course not. Minor change into the cycles in terms of narratives or how pumps go within the cycle, of course, will be different, because I'm not expecting this kind of move to happen also here, or this kind of move to happen also here. When I say cycles are same, I do this so you can understand how much they are based on the bull run length. So definitely check. This is, look how accurate the data is. It's so simple. It's backed by two cycles, bottom to top. Look, do that here too, bottom to top. Look how accurate it is. Now it's 1070, depends because I haven't drawn it correctly, but I mean, it, look how accurate this thing here is. So let's take it from the bottom here. Bottom here, 1000, and let's go 64 days is October, yeah, 25. Now again, it doesn't need to be accurate like this. Can go also 30 days more or 30 days less, or 15 days, it depends. So another, look how accurate this thing is. It's backed not by just one cycle, it's backed by two cycles. This is why it's so important. Another thing which people need to pay attention is the halving to the top. So the last halving, I think it was something in June, July. Let me check. Halving dates. I need to check. Yeah, I think it's July 9, 2016. So you can understand it better. July 9, 2016. It's something like, yep, let's do it here. So you got 532 days, right? May 20, in May, what May it was the last halving, May 11, 2020, we got this thing. Look how accurate this stuff is. This is what I call cycles. It's not cycles that, oh, this dip came right now, it came also in 2021. No, dips and pumps will be always different within the cycles, but cycles on itself are not changing. Look how accurate this is. 532, 546. It's so near, it's just a few days difference. And the same kind of environment puts the data that the top should be by Q4 2025. So till then you got so much time, guys, especially for alt. So there's no room for panic. Buy the dip for sure if you can afford, not like buy the dip that influencers tweet all the time. Be realistic with yourself, don't lie with yourself. If you can't afford it, just chill. Don't open up the chart, don't check how down you are, because you always get emotional. You're gonna be like, yeah, this crypto is shit, and just don't look at it, just chill and give it time, because as I said, there's also a scenario that we might actually end this week back up in green, and everyone will forget about it, like it always happens. Look at this thing again. Keep in mind this chart, guys. Look, we went down to 88, which was way brutal than this, and we closed to 101. So as I said first, I'll just give time to see how this candle will close for this week. If we see this red, and like a proper red, and probably another one red, I do believe the scenario that I told you even earlier, is gonna come, that Bitcoin, as soon as it's stabilized, alt season will go up again, like will start to go up more than Bitcoin. My own opinion, for sure. They might be also different. If this thing goes up in the next week, yeah, we might go to back to 120, and then a crash, then alt season. Now, as I said, alt season is gonna come, guys. It's just a matter of if it will time in February or if it will come in May, April. So you should be all prepared for it. Now, don't actually run away and sell your bags for BTC. A lot of people have done that in the previous cycles because they got bored. Let me tell you a chart. It's so simple. Let's go with Sol. Because the test that market is giving you, it's actually given all the time to people that were early on something. Look at Sol chart. I hope it's the full chart. Let me check. I don't think so. Let me check. So I want to teach you something which is very important. Look how brutal this chart was. Don't see the green candles. This is the beauty of it. Don't check the green candles. Pretend this wasn't. Tell me if you could handle the volatility here and not lose your mind. Imagine you bought in 24 August 2020. Well, let's go and look at the Bitcoin price. Let's go Bitcoin. 24 August 2020, we were at, look, 11K. So we were kind of pumping. And from then, look how we went. So from August to January, Bitcoin pumped like crazy. Look what happened with Sol. August till December, we were down. A lot of investors here, you know what they did? They sold their Sol and chased BTC and bought BTC here at 22K. While what they left on the table, look what happened. This is what I call alt season. 200x from $1 to 262, more than that, 262x. Congratulations if you sold that. You missed all life-changing gains. So everything that you're doing right now and trying to chase major coins like BTC, trust me, the same thing will happen again. If you invest what you can afford in an altcoin, just chill and be patient and wait. Don't try to trade and do a ton of moves, because a ton of moves are going to cost you a lot. So I don't want to make this video too much longer. Hope you enjoyed. Don't panic, do the right moves, and more videos going to come soon. Don't forget to subscribe too.